It's another round of combat mission Black Sea for the Blue Force side. This is the one where your ATGM team gets fucked up by tanks because they shot a BTR behind the tanks instead of the actual tanks themselves. It's also the one where you can't even tell what's happening here anymore because of all the floating icons, but that's been the same for a while. Like, you keep track of this tank. This tank, I think, now that it's been targeted by mortars, like, the UAV stays on that shit. So, you actually got a fire mission out on that this turn, which is exciting. This guy died. He died a lot. As far as I can tell, no casualties in this woods at all. You nab a BTR, but I don't think you take any casualties. Like, people are pinned and, like, rattled and everything, but I don't think anybody dies. I didn't see any flashing. There go your precision rounds right there. And that's where the turn ends, so fairly quiet. So it only takes 45 seconds, more or less, for these mortars to fire off their precision rounds. It is crazy. There they go. And we'll get to see the exciting conclusion on the next turn. Oh, this is so cool. You can see them go up in their arc, and they're about to start heading back down. Yeah, so they see this tank, and odds are good they're going to land on it. They saw where it was when they launched, so they should land where it is. Unless they land where it was, but I don't know. Let me see. Here's the mortar, there's the tank. I definitely need to pad out the video of this stuff. But yeah, look at that shit. I hope it hits. That'll be fun. So unsurprisingly down here, all the vehicles in this direction decide they don't want a ATGM in front of them. So they all shoot at it. A lot. A lot. It dies. These guys get their movements cancelled because they get pinned. They take a light wound on the gunner, but they're still alive. And there was no unbuttoned tanks around here, so they didn't get shot or revealed, hopefully. Also, I just heard helicopter noises, so that is also a thing. I will check that in between turns. Also, old man DT Kozel was talking about the machine guns. Yeah, they've had orders for like 5-6 turns to go where they're supposed to be going. These BTRs are just going slow as fuck through all these trees, so they're just executing orders I queued in a long time ago. And all these vehicles are now reversed. So I've watched the full minute of action over here once or twice now, and I'm pretty sure I don't see anybody die. These guys shoot a BTR. BTR dies. None of these guys are flashing. They're in, like, look, there's a BTR right on top of them. There's a guy right here that you shoot at. Oh, hey, you shoot at these guys. So I don't think you take any casualties. You might give some out. Like down here, looks like some guys ran into the, yeah, you definitely kill some guys here, that's neat. So the thing about this forest fight is that you're also inflicting casualties that I just miss all the time. But this tutorialist rifle team sees an RPG guy just walking across the horizon there in the forest. And gun him down, he has a friend. And they shoot him too. Wow, this guy's fucking on point. This BTR just rolls the fuck up on your dudes. And just have the RPG decides his best course of action is to run away. So I don't think anybody died here. He might have killed some dudes. I haven't seen anything, but shit continues to go down up here. And finally, for the first minute, just like how these Abrams from minute 30 are passing the trucks from minute 15. It's the power of tracks. Okay, so between the turns here, and the JTAC guy is controlling the Apache, and the Apache is coming around, apparently at fire to Hellfire. I haven't seen it yet, but it's missing one, so there's one Hellfire out at something. I don't know if it, like, just fired it, or if it fired and, like, fucking landed off map or something, but it's doing things. It's trying. Mr. Meeseeks. Okay, so that's that. Mortars are in the air, and that's probably everything I need to talk about between turns. These guys are also theoretically calling in an Apache, which is 3 minutes away, so that's like the next video. It's the second half of the turn for NATO side. I'm going to do it from this perspective. Nothing happens over there, just trust me. I'll also upload the save. Take some casualties in here. The tank, you do still see the tank, it's just hidden behind other icons. And you nail it with one of the mortar rounds, although you can't really see the effect. Well, you can't see some effect. You kill the commander because the commander's turned out, but the shell like gives a bounce decal. So yeah, this is where things are moving. Stuff's moving up here. Stuff's moving around here. The convoy is still inching along. But not a ton. The helicopter does some things. You hear it the whole turn. There's an explosion in the middle of the fort. Yeah, there's an explosion right there. So who the fuck knows what that hit? If anything other than dirt.
Copy 1-3. Get down!
But yeah, helicopters continuing to circle here. And that's the minute. So the exciting conclusion of the mortars and the tank story is that you get one miss and one hit. One lands off in a field back there, and one lands directly on the engine deck. So I don't know if that'll cause any system damage or anything, but you see the commander was turned out of his hatch, and suddenly fucking 120 millimeter motor landed right behind his head. So that wasn't good for him. And I'm gonna assume it's not good for anything on the tank. I haven't actually seen it, so I don't know. But yeah, look at that. That's you put a dent right in the fucking vent. Like, realistically, if a mortar landed right there, you'd think it'd just blow up the tank, but I don't know. So you don't know either. This tank is still chilling here. The engine is apparently still running. I don't know. I don't know how much you can tell from out here, but that happens. So over here, you take a casualty. I think it's in one of these teams. Alright, these guys take a hit. They take it from one of the BTRs, I think.
Here it comes!
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of fire. There's also, I think that's actually infantry on top of them that's doing that. We got a strong contact here with these guys. That's 3rd platoon, 1st squad. These guys continue fucking running away. That's not, they're doing that on their own. Nobody's telling them to. These guys also end up taking a hit. Like, you can see there's infantry pretty close all around them, and the BTR is shooting. So they don't do much. I think they take a casualty too by the end of the turn, so they're down 1 man as well. But that pretty much does it for the forced action. What's this BTR doing here? I don't know what that BTR is doing there. Probably has a good reason. But the machine guns are kind of forming a little base of fire here. These are the American ones. I just got them out. Everything else is kind of in this area. So, there's a bunch of machine guns backing the remains of 1st Platoon and 3rd Platoon. 3rd Platoon mostly intact, other than that dumbass squad. So you got these guys here. You got the Abrams kind of chilling back here, hasn't done much in a while. And you got the Oplot, and you have the Bulat here too. So you have 3 tanks, all in a nice little row along here. This tank, unknown if that's like an operational kill or something. And just a whole potpourri of other things. What's this stuff? This is the BTRs. These are the HQ BTRs, the 30mm cannon ones. So these are also going to be turning around the corner and coming over here. So over here, I can confirm, I moved the trucks next to the mortar teams. And the mortar teams do have their full loadout now, so these guys all think they have 32 rounds. The rounds are still actually in the trucks, but these guys will take them from it for fire missions. Like, I think if the trucks move away again, it'll go back down to 15 or whatever. But if the trucks stay here, they'll have 30 rounds they can shoot. You also saw a BTR back here briefly. There's a BTR. You know what it's doing. So over here, your American companies, 1st Platoon, you have an AT team looking out kind of this way over the field, like a tank. Yeah, so they're kind of behind a hill here. Like, they can't actually, you know there's things along here, but like that tank is well behind a hill. So they can see like half this field. And the FO team, turns out that one shot killed fucking 3 Russians. So the FO team is where these Russians were. 3 dead Russians right here. And the rest of 1st Platoon is kind of spread out along here. And the 2nd and 3rd American platoons are all up in these gullies, just kind of looking down. Ukrainian 2nd Company is also in here, doing their things. You got a whole bunch of BTRs here. The Merry Marauder, his guys are spreading out. You got scouts coming up here, as well as this 3rd squad. You got some guys looking down the gully here. HQ is here. And yeah, this is 3rd platoon, and this is 1st platoon. Okay. And all of Verdun Squire's old stuff is here too. And this ATGM team is just disembarking. So that's what this is. You got 1 ATGM, 1 light machine gun. That's a PKM. It's not super heavy. And everything else is kind of moving up. Like all these 3rd company guys are arriving here. You got a fresh platoon of infantry coming up on the back of 2nd company. And the weapons are following up behind it. As well as this Abrams, which is just driving way the fuck down this road here. At the end of the turn, the Bradleys have been ordered to here for some reason. I will admit I don't understand why they're going here, but this is where the Bradleys are. They're all getting off-road. The trucks are moving up, diligently staying on the road. Because I think these trucks all have orders to go up to the back of this BTR. So these two are almost caught up. And then just, again, just lagging this thing way behind. But they made good progress in the last 2 minutes. Like, I ordered this guy where the tail end truck was. And they're already way beyond that. So I'd say that your convoy is well beyond, well, actually it's slightly less than halfway. Welp. But they're getting into the open part where there's less trees, and eventually they'll get on this straightaway where it's less fucking of a hassle to order them around. But I think that'll do it for this video. There's not much else to say or talk about. And I will see everybody for the next one.